Reaching the bar, I noticed all the bartenders were occupied, so I swivelled around to face the room. One woman caught my eye, sitting in a grand chair in the far corner, her black army-style boots propped up on the table. She smoked a cigarette, a bottle of beer in her hand, chewing the inside of her cheek and listening to the man next to her. She wore a white shirt with the sleeves rolled up and a pair of torn blue jeans. A leather belt encircled her waist. Her long, dark hair was pulled back along one side with a few braids, and I only realised I was staring when my attention was interrupted. "Can I help you?" I turned, clearing my throat. A young man stood before me with a broad smile on his face, his eyebrows raised. He was handsome, with light hazel eyes and a mop of blonde hair. His badge told me his name was Cody. "Yes, sorry, I'm here to see Harry," I said. "Come on, Lara, get a grip." He bowed his head in a polite nod. "I'll see if Harry's available. I'll be right back." I mumbled my thanks. I hoped Harry was a patient man who could forgive my lateness. If not, I'd handled a few strong-willed men before and I was ready. I smoothed out my shirt again, pulling the bottom edge down and fiddling with my collar. I glanced up to scan the room as I waited. I was shocked to catch the woman from before staring right at me, and a lump caught in my throat. She had different coloured eyes, one a deep brown and the other a bright blue. Her lips parted, the corners pulling up in a teasing grin, and I inexplicably felt vulnerable. The feeling was overwhelming, and I forced myself to look away. My heart hammered behind my ribs, and I let out a slow breath, trying to stop the colour draining from my face. I anxiously wondered whether she would approach me, and I turned around, praying Cody would return soon. It was several minutes later before he finally returned. "Harry will see you now." He motioned for me to follow him, and he soon stopped outside a grey door with "Office" embossed on a small silver plaque. I nodded gratefully, knocked on the door, entered the room, and froze. The woman from the club stood behind the desk, with her hands in her pockets and a wicked glint in her eye. "All right, pet," she grinned, gesturing for me to sit. My mind went blank. I remained motionless, but my heart was pounding.